Hello and welcome to another WhoScored.com Premier League preview. As ever, I'm your host, Dan Worth, joined once again by Ben McAleer. Ben, we're back talking about your team, Tottenham, the day after a famous victory over Man United. I know you were there last night. Give us a quick rundown.
It was very sort of classic Tottenham-y under Ange, where once we made it 3-0, everyone was still like, oh, great, we need a fourth now, just to see it out. And then we got the fourth and fortunately won 4-3 under almost calamitous circumstances. But it's one of those where you've left the stadium and you're relieved that the game's over because you booked a place in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup, the EFL Cup, whichever you want to call it. But also relieved because you don't have to endure another, heart rate raising win essentially for another sort of 2 days anyway. So it was good. You win, but it's just one of those where you're like, why, why can't you just make it a bit easier on yourselves?
Yeah, but then that wouldn't be as fun to watch for the neutral like myself. But yeah, didn't need you to go through the heart palpitations of watching Tottenham. But there we go. You picked that lane, so unfortunately you're going to have to stick with it. But it doesn't get any easier for Spurs. Liverpool are on their way this weekend, and that's the match we're going to focus on. League leaders Liverpool, so it doesn't get much tougher. But maybe Spurs will be buoyed by the victory last night. Um, to me, this game sounds like it's going to be carnage, but we'll talk more about that later. The first point we wanted to talk about is Djed Spence. I'm going to let you say the quip that you've done, but that was one of the best things I've read this morning. But 2 assists in his last two starts for Tottenham, which is where the lion's share of his minutes have come from this season. What do you make of his return to the squad, and how important do you think he'll be against Liverpool?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of Tottenham fans are enjoying the Red Jed redemption, as I sent your way earlier. It wasn't a surprise to see him start against Saints. Porro and the doggy have looked particularly tired recently. And then obviously Udogie came off injured in the first half. He's a doubt for Sunday. But even at right back or at left back, he's looked really impressive. He offers a bit of a different form of attacking down the flanks from right or left back, whereas he's more direct, you'd say, than Udogie and Porro. Porro relies more on his final delivery. Udogie is a really hard worker off the ball, and he sort of acts a bit better in possession. But Spence just slotted in really well. He's really comfortable. He did well in pre-season. Um, he was the saver against Coventry way back when. Got the assist last night, the assist against Southampton at the weekend, and I think everyone's just really happy to see him come into the side. There was the concerns last season where he went out on loan to Genoa. He was at Leeds and didn't really do much at either side. He came back at the summer and fans thought, oh, he's going to be sold probably, but he impressed Ange in pre-season. He's had to wait for his chance to really shine in Ange's team, but he's grabbed that chance with both hands and he's quickly become a really important player for Tottenham. Um, that versatility he has on either flank is really important. The fact that he's not registered in the Europa League squad is bizarre still, but hopefully in the new year we can get him added to the squad for the knockout stage and provided Tottenham get there. But yeah, everyone's been really impressed with him and long may it continue.
Yeah, for sure. And I know he's had troubles with minutes and everything else, whether he's been wanted by previous managers or even the current manager, etc. So it's nice to see him doing well. Weirdly, and I know this is a bit of a contradiction because I've just said he's not played that many minutes, but in the games where he's played at least 1 minute, Tottenham are unbeaten this season. So if he starts against Liverpool, then it's only going one way, isn't it? That's a win for Liverpool, maybe. Uh, a player then last night who didn't necessarily cover themselves in glory is Fraser Forster. I think it was two errors leading to a goal last night, which is obviously not great. I think I saw it was the lowest rated performance of any player in the Carabao Cup this season. Um, what does that mean against Liverpool? Because he's going to come under fire surely against one of the best attacks in the league.
I feel quite sorry for Forster in that he's kind of been thrust into this situation with Vicario's injury. He's not quite with the caliber of Vicario with the ball at his feet. The positive, of course, is that Spurs do look a bit more solid from corners, which isn't a surprise given he's 6'7", 6'8". I know they conceded a corner last night, but on the whole, they have looked better at defending corners with him there. The issue is that he just can't play with the ball at his feet. Both goals stem from him with the ball played to him. The second one, it was particularly unlucky. I think Basuma took that free kick far too quickly when you're trying to slow the game down. Immediately puts Grand under pressure, pass it back to Forster, who admittedly shouldn't have taken a touch, but he did, and it gave Ahmad the time space to close him down. It's a way that Ange wants to play. He wants his goalkeepers to be involved. He wants them to essentially act as 11th outfielder, but that's not Forster's strongest asset. He's a really good shot stopper. He's just not very good with the ball at his feet. And you saw that last night after he conceded the second, he started to go really direct. And admittedly, it did invite pressure on the back line when Tottenham did lose possession, which they did fairly regularly until the game slowed down a bit more towards the end, and Son scored that Olympic goal. But against a Liverpool side that are going to press hard up the pitch, it's a real worry that you have a makeshift centre back pairing in Dragishin and Archie Gray with Forster behind you. So they're going to have seen what happened last night and think, yeah, we'll do exactly the same again.
Yeah, it's tough, particularly at this time of season when you've got huge like key players out, and yeah, that centre back partnership mixed with Forster, it certainly wouldn't fill me with confidence. But we'll see how that goes. Tottenham aren't the only team in this fixture without key players, albeit they do have quite a few more out than Liverpool. But Konate will be missing for Liverpool, which, well, is probably quite a big deal. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I've been really impressed with Konate this season. Him and Van Dijk have forged a really solid partnership at the back for Liverpool. But then this is the risk you take with playing Konate. He's had his injury issues in the past and has just flared up at a really bad time for Liverpool. The game's coming thick and fast. I think the relief for supporters was that the injury wasn't as bad as initially feared, but he'll still miss out this weekend. And they do have a sturdy backup in Joe Gomez, but that Konate Van Dijk partnership has been arguably the best in Premier League this season, probably better than Van Dijk and Gabriel, I'd say. And you feel like Tottenham's best way to go was to probably try and attack Gomez on his side of the pitch, whether that's directly or to kind of run at him. But his absence has been felt or will be felt, especially against the Tottenham side that do like to attack and have one of the best goal differences. I think it's the second best goal difference behind Liverpool, despite the fact they sit mid-table.
Mhm.
So it'll be interesting to see Gomez and Van Dijk in a real battle against a team that do really like to attack.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head there because this is going to be such an interesting matchup because you've got Tottenham, who are a team right up the top for scoring goals this season, and then you've obviously got Liverpool, who have conceded the fewest goals this season. Yet, spoiler alert, because we're going to come on to it, I still think there's going to be loads of goals here. So, um, I think this is just going to be such a good game. Like, obviously, this is right on the cusp of Christmas time. A nice little present for you would be a win, but a nice little present for me would be 5-5, huge goals. So we'll see. Without giving too much away, though, give me a score prediction.
I think the fact that Tottenham still don't have that centre back partnership, or relying on Archie Gray, who he's done really well. He's been really impressive at centre back, given he's been kind of thrust into the situation. I still think Liverpool are going to win this one 3-1.
Yeah, nice. I'm not disagreeing with you. I think Liverpool win here as well. But I think both teams score, much like you do, clearly, with the 3-1 prediction. And I'm going to go 3-2. I could even see there being more goals, but I didn't want to get too carried away. As I said, only Brentford have scored more goals at home than Tottenham this season. Obviously, Brentford are just absolutely ridiculous at home. And Tottenham, all right at home, but scoring loads of goals. So I think it's
Just
got
just
goals written all
ridiculous.
over it.
They're just ridiculous, full stop.
Yeah, Tottenham are just ridiculous. But yeah, as I say, I think we're going to be in for a cracker here. So much looking forward to hearing your bet builder, which is coming up right now. And as ever, we're using the WhoScored.com bet builder comparison tool, which allows you to compare your bet builders with the best bookmakers in the market in the UK. We're going to tell you exactly why you should use it because you're going to see the price discrepancies that we're going to get from taking less than a minute out of our day to input it, click out to the bookmaker of your choice, probably the one with the best price, I would have thought, and get that bet done. So take it away, Ben. What is your bet builder for Spurs versus Liverpool?
Yep, so I predicted a Liverpool win. They're unbeaten on the road this season. They have only lost once. Tottenham didn't have the luxury of being able to rest key players, and I think that's going to really impact them against a Liverpool team, sorry, that will bring back Salah, has McAllister back available, and will bring back key players for the weekend. So yeah, Liverpool win. I like the card markets in this one. I've gone for Yves Bissouma and Alexis McAllister to both be carded. Both have recently now returned from bans and have collected 5 yellow cards each in the Premier League this season, and were both booked in this fixture last season. So both those to be carded. And I've got obviously Mohamed Salah to score anytime. Very self-explanatory, but Tottenham are his second favourite career opponents. He scored 12 goals against them in the past. So I've gone Liverpool win, McAllister Basuma to be carded, and Salah to score. That's available best price of 25.83 to 1 with Paddy Power, but as low as 9 to 1. So pretty big price discrepancy there.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. And I just said that's exactly why I need to use this tool because you don't want to be missing out on that value. My one is, as always, a lot shorter than yours, but I think a lot of similar thinking. I'm also starting with the Liverpool win for all of the reasons we just discussed. And simply put, I think Liverpool win. So there we go. That's the start of it. Second leg is over 3.5 goals. Um, Tottenham is just goals, right? Whether it's being scored or conceded. In the last four in all competitions, they've scored 13 goals and conceded 8, which, yeah, over 20 goals in the last 4 games is pretty mental. And I don't think attacking sides and defensive sides come much harder than Liverpool. I think both teams scored, as I've already mentioned. So I think goals, goals, goals. Over 3.5 is obviously quite punchy. If you think maybe not that high, you can easily toggle it on the bet builder tool to put 2.5, 1.5, 0.5, whatever you like. Obviously, it will have implications on the price. And my final selection is one that I enjoyed last night, is Kulusevski to have a shot on target. I think it's now 7 of his last 9 home games where he's had a shot on target. He's arguably Tottenham's main man at the moment. Obviously, got on the score sheet last night. Um, he just seems like such a good player to me that it's flown under my radar, if I'm honest. But now he's having lots of shots on target, getting involved in the goals,
I mean, he's
and I think
Tottenham's
we'll
player
have
of the season, in my opinion. Sorry, I don't want to butt in, but he can't. Tottenham fans just can't wax
yeah.
lyrical enough about Kulusevski.
There we go then. Well, that
Absolutely
fills
love
me with
him.
more confidence. Yeah, good, good. Well, that makes me feel very happy that he's in there. Just needing one shot on target to for that to land. Best price for that bet is 5 to 1, and as short as 3 to 1 elsewhere in the market. So not quite as big in terms of price and also price variance compared to yours, Ben. But I mean, it's still worth giving up, as I say, the 20 seconds of my time to get just short of double the odds. So yeah, if you are betting, please do so responsibly, whether you're following us in or not. Most importantly, it's Christmas time. Have a great Christmas and a happy New Year. Lots of football on, so please do enjoy it. And we'll probably catch you in January, I would have thought. So all the best, and we'll catch you next time.